Welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for coming out on this sweaty afternoon. My name is Allie Hawthorne, and I'm on the board of directors with LIBA. And today we're here to make a special announcement about the Louisville Brewfest. When we started this Brewfest 8 years ago, it was a very small event, and LIBA was a very small organization. The Brewfest has sort of grown right alongside with LIBA. We now have over 870 business members of locally owned businesses that make LIBA strong. And the Brewfest has been one of the things that has really helped fuel our growth, not only because it's one of our biggest fundraisers, but because it helps us spread the message that we are all about, which is the importance of buying locally. The thing that we want everyone to know is that when you buy locally, it's not just about the money. You do strengthen the economy and build business, but it helps to make our community unique and keep the cultural fabric that we can say is only in Louisville. So when you spend $100 at a chain, $14 of that money stays circulating locally. Whereas when you spend that same $100 at a local business, $55 remains circulating in the community. So that's a big difference. Details about this year's Brewfest. We are going to be having it on Friday, September the 23rd from 4 to 10 p.m. at Louisville Slugger Field. We've got over 20 independent brewers, and there's going to be beer, bourbon, wine, and brandy as well. Lots of local food, too. Admission is $5, and it's free for designated drivers. We also are offering a really cool VIP package this year for $50, which includes a lot of great perks, and all that information is available at keeplouisvilleweird.com. So this year we are really excited to be launching our Hometown Bureaus program, which might ring a bell from the Hometown Heroes program, which is where we modeled this from. We have been working with the Hometown Heroes guys, and actually a portion of the proceeds from the Brewfest this year will benefit the Hometown Heroes banner program. But the program is really about celebrating local business and local beer. So we have matched up some really fun local personalities who are passionate about buying local and local beer. We've matched them up with local brewers so that they could collaborate and work together to create unique, one-of-a-kind beers. And the first opportunity to taste those beers is going to be at the Louisville Brewfest, out at our rotating tap, when we tap those kegs for the first time on Friday, September 23rd. After the event, if there's leftover beer, they will be available at each of the tap rooms, breweries, so they can be tasted then also. But the first chance will be at the Brewfest. And I'm really excited to introduce this year's Hometown Bureaus, which include John Timmons. He's the founder of LIBA and Your Ecstasy. John worked with Great Flood Brewing to create his beer, which they are calling Beer Ecstasy. Well-known chef Edward Lee is also a Hometown Bureau. He created what he's calling the MW Saison while working with Monarch Brewing Company. J.K. McKnight, who is the founder of Forecastle, has worked with Goodwood to create what he's calling Captain McKnight's Rum-Soaked Chocolate Blonde. And each of the brewers and VIPs can share with you a little more detail about what their beer is like after we do these remarks. But next I would like to introduce from Falls City, Dylan Greenwood, who is the master brewer here, who has been working with Mayor Fischer to create his own beer. So I'm going to let them tell you a little bit more about that.
Hello. Welcome to Fall City Beer. Thanks for coming. We'd like to thank LIBA Fest and also the mayor for their continued support for the craft beer industry, especially here in Louisville. The collaboration that we did with Mayor Fischer is an Imperial Kentucky Common. It is based on a beer that we brew year-round here, which is the Kentucky Common. The style was actually invented here in Louisville around the 1850s. It's very popular in the region all the way up until Prohibition. It's based actually on a bourbon mash, so it has some barley, some corn, and some rye. Our normal Kentucky Common, that is our everyday brew, is 4% and 20 IBUs, and we doubled that for this beer. So It was a session, now it's an imperial, and it's going to be 8% alcohol, 40 IBUs. Should give the beer a nice malty backbone, and also balance well with the hops and the spiciness of the rye malt. We decided to name the beer Louis the 16th Imperial. Our name for our brewery, Fall City Brewery, is an homage to our hometown, and we felt it would be fitting that we use the namesake of Louisville for this brew. So we are going with Louis the 16th Imperial Brew. And we're looking forward very much to premiering this at the Louisville Brewfest this year. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce the star of the show, Mayor Fischer.
Thank you, Dylan. I believe the star of the show is the beer. Here, it's not me. I'm just a prop. I want to have a serious discussion about our economic development strategy in the city. One of our economic development clusters is the food and beverage cluster. So only in Louisville can I start the morning at the Kentucky Ham Breakfast and end up here in the afternoon with some fellow beer innovators trying to show the country the way forward with what we do with food and beverage here in our city. So this is our serious task. I take it seriously. Dylan and I have worked extensively on crafting the proper recipe for Louis the 16th. He's a very important person in the history of our city, and we don't want to let him down with a bad beer. I think all of Louisville will vote with their taste buds. Challenge is out to you other three beer innovators here. And you're ready, huh? You'll be ready to see who likes this. It is, I think, one of the things about LIBA, our city has got great momentum. We have a real renaissance going on in our city. And we can, I can say there's $6 billion worth of capital investment going on in Louisville right now. I can tell you that type of investment would not be attracted to our city if we were not able to express the authenticity of who we are, kind of the funkiness, if you will. And a big part of that is LIBA, through what their success has been, Ali, over the years, expanding it. John, thank you for, I guess, being our founder, right? With your ecstasy, when you think about all things kind of Louisville, John was right at the forefront of that, and little did you know that you were birthing an organization that would be close to 1,000 businesses. Not just in the Highlands in Phoenix Hill and Frankfurt Avenue, but what LIBA is doing for South Louisville, West Louisville now. It really helps kind of define who we are as a city. You put that together, you put our craft beer movement together, what happens is a great festival that LIBA has pioneered with a tremendous idea. And if you haven't been out to the beer festival, I would encourage everybody to go. It's a wonderful crowd having a good time for a good cause. So we're happy to spend our time and energy, our research and development dollars on a good beer that says a little bit about where Louisville has been and certainly where we're going as well as part of our business at the city to make sure that small businesses know they're important. And we've got loan programs, we've got mentoring programs. Tonight we're starting a Launch It program, which is teaching new entrepreneurs the basics of business and entrepreneurship. So we want to send the message that we've got kind of the hard skill development out there, but we also want to send a message out that we know how to showcase our authenticity and good times that we have. And there's probably no better place to do that than at the annual LIBA Brewfest event. So we'll look forward to seeing you all at that. Now what we're going to do is I guess, continued experimentation or some research, some science on our beer. Yes. Is that right, Dylan? Yep. So, test it out. Yeah, this is not just anybody can craft a brew. This is very serious business, a lot of chemistry involved, a lot of dedication involved, and a lot of experience involved. So I'm happy to participate with about 1/100th of 1% to this project, and you all are about ready to see that. So I'm just happy that I have a professional like Dylan to work with here. And congrats to Fall City Beer, too. Thanks for hosting us. Their common beer is really exceeding all sales forecasts, being adopted around this region. I guess your constraint probably is making enough of it. So now with King Louis the 16th out there, we have even more for people to look at. So great job to Fall City Beer, all of our local breweries as well. I don't know if you're with Monic or you're just wearing their T-shirt here. You're with them, okay. And we've got over here Great Flood. And anybody else in the house? And last thing, we like to cycle. We have our community cycling events. The largest community cycling event last year was when we did the tour to the different local breweries. And we had about 350 people show up for that. The average turnout's about 125 or so. So we'll be announcing another one of those probably for September or so this year. If that's on your mind, we'll get a date for that. So thanks everybody for coming out. Let's see how our beer is progressing here.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull a sample off the tank. Number 2 here's the one with our the Mayor's Brew in it. So we're going to take a sample, and I'll explain what we're doing as we go along here. So what we're doing is we're taking a gravity reading. We're seeing how the fermentation process is going. Fermentation is the process of sugar being converted into alcohol and CO2 by yeast. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a reading to see how much sugar is left in this sample. That'll tell us how much alcohol has already been created, how much potential alcohol is left to be created. So we're at 10.2, so our fermentation is going successfully. All right, thank you, Mr. Fischer. And now that he is an official member of our crew, we'd like to offer him one of our official Brew Crew t-shirts.